Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us. It is 10 o'clock, and it's October 1st, 2022. We are officially into October, and this is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We're here every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. talking all things real estate related, mortgage related, finance related. It is a live show. It's an interactive show. So as you're watching, maybe for a little bit or the entire show, you're welcome to share your questions, comments, thoughts. We go live on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it, wherever you might be seeing us. Thanks for joining us. The show is hosted by our friends at Luminate Home Loans and Luminate Bank. Today in studio, JJ Ellingson, who does an awesome job. It's going to be great to hear from JJ what is going on in the mortgage side of the world. And then, of course, the show is also hosted by Scott Wohlmering of the We Team with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Scott, always good to see you. And it should be a great show here today, bud.
Yeah, it should be. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Like Ryan said, this is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We're going to go live on air here in just a minute or so. If you've not checked out the website before, mnrealestateshow.com, you can find out everything about the teams, how it works, and all of our great partners. We got a couple super ones here on air today. And please, interactive show. So write any of your questions, any of your comments on Facebook. We'll handle them as they come on air. And if you want to go live on air, it's 612-294-6949.
Yeah, JJ Ellingson, good morning, bud. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning again. Thanks for having me. I can get used to this.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's fun.
I don't know what your wife will say every Saturday. Where are you going again?
You give me a warmer welcome than she does.
All right, we're going live on air. We're on Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130.
Right.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Here we go. Good morning. Welcome, everyone, to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us October 1st, 2022, and we are live here at Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130, every Saturday morning for the Minnesota Real Estate Show, hosted by our friends at Luminate Home Loans and Luminate Bank. Today in studio, Mr. JJ Ellingson. Show is also hosted by Scott Wohlmering of the We Team and the Minnesota Real Estate Team with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. I'm Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is a local show. We are live here from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. 612-294-6949 is how you can join us. You can interact with questions, comments, thoughts. We always love your phone calls, your text messages, and your comments on social media, wherever you might be seeing us. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, wherever it might be, wherever you might be seeing us. So thank you for tuning in. It's a fun show, Scott. Good morning to you, bud.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate you listening. Like Ryan said, it is an interactive show. Love your comments and feedback. 612-294-6949. Our show topic today, we're going to talk about how to sell a home in a tougher market, which we are definitely in. We'll get through the numbers and go over some tips on how to still get your home moved in this market. And then we also have a little question that we like to throw out every show. I can't remember which one we decided to go with.
Yeah, we decided this is just kind of a fun random question, unreal estate related. What is the most beautiful place that you have ever been to? The most beautiful place you've ever been to. It could be a vacation trip that you've taken, family, friends. Most beautiful place you've ever been to. Kind of fun, random thought and topic. So think on that one.
What's yours?
Well, you're going to ask right away?
Yeah, what's yours?
Most beautiful place I have ever been to is Ireland. We took a family trip. It was, maybe 8 years ago. And it was just, it was simply the most beautiful place I've ever seen on earth. Just all the greens, the color of greens, obviously the people, but just so many parts of the island of Ireland are just absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. We went for like 10 days. We rented two little vans.
Boy, just all the O'Neill.
That was fun.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I bet it was fun.
My brother Tom, sister Mary, Tim, Mom. It was a lot of fun. But so that's my choice. That's my choice. And maybe as the show keeps going, we'll throw it around to everybody. So think, guys. You got to think. And as you're calling or listening to, comment on Facebook Live as well. We got to dive in, Scott, right away. First part of the show. JJ, a lot going on in the mortgage world. What can we talk about with mortgages? Is there anything positive or no?
I do have good news and bad news. Bad news, obviously, are not great news. Our mortgage rates, they're hovering closer to that 7% range for most lenders. The advice I'd give any client right now that's in the process and actually buying right now, don't gamble, just lock, set your rate and just ignore the news from there. We don't know where we're going for sure. Good news is mortgages are still available. 30-year options are still there. So we haven't taken those away. So
that's
you can
true.
Still finance. That's the positive.
Do you see any changes? I mean, I just saw something that said that the home prices are now 9 times the income level, highest in history. So, normally it's like 3 times, now it's 9 times. San Francisco and areas like that, where the prices have gotten so high, have gone to 40 and 50-year loans. Do you see that? Because the affordability index has to get in line. We either have to have a price change. That's the best way to say it. Or we need to be able to make it affordable, because right now the market's pushing back because rates have over doubled in the last 4 months, and we've had prices that are going so high. Is there any talk of that? 40-year loans, 50-year loans?
I haven't seen them on my end. I know way back in 2005 when I first started, there were some 40-year options. What we are seeing is the Fed's action right now by raising rates. They're trying to address that inflation and bring and get, put us in a position that's more affordability. So as far as the mortgages and long-term options, I don't know for sure. I guess we'll just wait and see, but
yeah. Or I would think that, I just think back to like 1999 to 2000, the gap between your fixed rate and like a 5/1 ARM was almost 1.5 points to 2 points different. I would think that we're gonna, because something has to happen. You can't have the market completely stall, and right now it's on the purpose of doing that.
Right, and I thought we would see more of an ARM rate environment, and we did initially, but even the ARMs have really closed the gap, and they're real close with the 30-year fixed options.
Yeah.
So we're just in a territory that was nobody predicted. I mean, I look back to January, I did a little presentation forecasting what this year would be, and based on what Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the Mortgage Bankers Association, what everybody predicted, we thought we'd see the mid-4s at the highest in 2022. And here we are.
Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Again, talking to JJ Ellingson of Luminate Bank, Luminate Home Loans, awesome company, fantastic organization, reputable, local, know the market, do an extremely good job. Before the first break, we did want to touch on some real estate stats here too. So new listings, so new homes for sale in the Twin Cities this past week, down pretty significantly, 21% less new homes on the market. So there's just not a lot of homes on the market to begin with, not a lot of people putting their home on the market. Pending sales, similar to other weeks, down about 30%, 31%. There were 908 pending or accepted purchase agreements. And then the inventory is growing very, very slightly. So 8,962 homes for sale. Scott, last night, I was talking to Scott yesterday. He got an accepted offer on a listing. And the interesting thing about the listing that Scott mentioned is there were a large number of saved searches in MLS. So a lot of buyer activity, a lot of saved searches. Normally 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, that correlated to a lot of showings. In this case, there were only a few showings that happened, but there was an accepted offer that came through. So buyers are definitely, they've got their saved searches, but maybe they're not showing as much. They're not out doing their thing.
Yeah, it was the largest number of homes that I've had on a house. Just to put it in context, I had one, same city, same price, 4 months ago. We had 800 saved searches. We had 126 showings and 45 offers on it. This house had 768 saved searches, same area, exact same price range, and we had one offer and only 2 showings in 4 days. So the curious thing is everybody still has their searches out there. So it's not like the number of buyers looking have disappeared. 768 is a ton. You're just not going out. And I think that's a combination of obviously the housing prices going up and then just this change in interest rates. So they still got it out there, but they're just kind of sitting on the shelf, not moving.
Yeah, it's an interesting time out there. The question we're always asked is, how is the market? I think overall, just really kind of simply stated, homes have to be properly priced to sell. So overpriced listings are sitting. They also have to be priced according to condition. So in other words, if someone's trying to really get top dollar, the buyers expect really good condition on the property, on the home. And if the home is not in good condition, we are seeing values drop. 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago. Again, Scott and I, we talked about it, that values have come down, that they're not the top prices that we saw in the spring market or earlier this year.
That's right. No, there's no doubt about that. So text us in 612-294-6949 and tell us the most beautiful place you've ever seen. let's keep it positive.
Let's keep it. You like that, right?
Yeah. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been to?
Hey, we did have a good comment. Troy Hill, awesome agent, said Maui. Been to Maui. Anybody been to Maui?
I have. Maui is beautiful.
Oh my gosh. You haven't been, Corey?
I have not been to Hawaii.
You need to stop working so hard doing financial planning.
I know.
Take your dear wife.
We actually talked about maybe going there for Christmas break this year. Our challenge is the kids are in school, and how do you get there? And I don't want to go there in the summer. So
yeah, we actually went to Maui. The radio show actually took us to Maui and stayed at the Four Seasons, which was an incredible experience.
That was yeah, that's right. JJ, have you been there?
I have. A few years ago.
Would you give it a 10?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. We're at the first break already here at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Most beautiful place on earth you've ever been to. Call us, text us, comment on the social media stream, 612-294-6949, or with your questions, thoughts about the market and where things are at. After the break, we've got a lot of great stuff to touch on as well. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. A lot of good stuff coming in. Text messages are starting to heat up here. See, it's a good topic. Scott's giving me a bad time with the topic. He's like, yeah, that's a good one, Ryan. We got one from Madeline Brendan, awesome agent. She said, the most beautiful place I've ever been to is Tarragona, Spain.
Huh.
Tarragona, Spain. I'm not sure I know where that is. Tarragona, Spain. We may have to Google that. JJ, you been there?
I have not.
No?
Do you guys think Europeans think that, like, they're over there going, the Grand Canyon is do they say everywhere in America is the most beautiful? Because I feel like all Americans say everything in Europe is the most beautiful they've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, like do they say Brooklyn Park?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, shots fired.
Hey, we have to, I want to officially welcome on, we got 2 wonderful guests with us from Midwest Money Management. First, Corey Schmiedeberg, who has been a longtime partner with us. And then today in studio, he's got a wonderful guy, awesome financial planner Connor Theofold. Connor, thanks guys for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, excited to be here. Lots going on.
Your father is in radio, is that right,
Yes,
Connor?
he is.
Tell us more.
Yeah. He's got a show in southern Minnesota. A lot of talk, basically anything you can talk about. He's got guests from all over the country about all kinds of different topics. So
Really?
a fun listen, yeah.
What
yeah.
station or what's the name of the
So
show?
he's the Al Travis Show right now, out of Owatonna primarily, but he's branching out around the state. So you're going to be able to find that online and all over the place. Basically.
The Al Travis
The
Show?
Al Travis Show. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Have you ever been on?
I have actually. Yeah, I do a NBA bit during the NBA season. So pretty soon we'll probably have to do a season preview here, but a couple times a week throughout the NBA season. Fun. Yeah.
Wow.
You always know he's on the radio when the office door goes shut, and then he's in there, and I hear like Carl Anthony Towns. And I'm like, oh, Connor's on the radio with his dad.
What's going on? You got a new financial plan? Anthony Towns calling in. Hey, we got to give a nice shout out. How about JJ Ellingson? What a thoughtful guy. We talked about just having a little energy drink or something in the morning. He brings us all a Celsius. What a guy. What a thoughtful guy, JJ.
Enjoy them.
Very
Hopefully
nice.
it puts a little pep in your step.
Scott,
So those are not Trulies then, right? Those
No,
are not
no,
like
no, that doesn't happen until 10 o'clock.
Trulies. Here's another comment. It says the first tee box of any golf course. Most beautiful place.
I would agree with that.
Why the first tee box?
Just because you're playing golf. Is what
By the third,
they're
it's
saying.
not so beautiful anymore.
That's
Here we go.
right.
We're going back live on air. Top of the morning to you. It is October the 1st, 2022. Hope your weekend is going well. And we're having some fun here on the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We talk real estate, we talk mortgage, we talk finances, interest rates, you name it. We always welcome your questions, comments, thoughts. Today, our fun question we asked is the most beautiful place on earth you've ever been to. We're already receiving a number of good responses. We had one, Madeline Brendan said, most beautiful place I've ever been to is Tarragona, Spain. That was a good one, very good one. We had another one that came in and it said Maui. Troy Hill, awesome agent, said Maui. Another one that came in that said the first tee box of any golf course.
That is, I would agree with that. I'll tell you the most beautiful golf course, excuse me, that I've ever played is Whistling Straits in Wisconsin. If you've ever been there, it is
bipolar.
Yeah, exactly. I've played all over the place. I've played Pebble Beach. I've played a lot of really nice golf courses, and in my opinion, it is just every hole is just spectacular. It is just unbelievable. The caddy that we had said that for like 4 years it was just constant truckloads of dirt to build this up. It looks like you've got dunes. It looks like you're on the ocean, and there's or horned sheep that are walking. It's incredible.
Super cool. Did want to every week we like to feature some of our listings that we've got as a team brokerage. So a couple we want to hit on. The first one, Ashley and Jared Hineker have a great property. Scott, this is near you in Burnsville, 1917 South Cross Drive West, number 1906 in Burnsville, and it's listed at $259,900. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1-stall garage property. It's 1,057 square feet. It's got brand new LG appliances, carpet paint, live fixtures throughout. Light fixtures throughout. It went live on the market yesterday. So this is a brand new, beautifully maintained townhome. And again, it's got all new paint throughout, brand new carpet. Very nice property, 1917 South Cross Drive West in Burnsville. And the other one we wanted to touch on, David Meyer has 2 lots. These are 2 side-by-side half-acre lots in Voyager Village in Jackson Township, Wisconsin. They're priced at $6,900 each. So they can be combined into one lot to allow for one HOA fee, but each is a little over half an acre. So $6,900, lots and land, and the addresses are 28662 Great Bear Passage in Jackson Township, Wisconsin. How do you like that? $6,900.
So not 69,000.
No, 6,900.
6,900. Wow.
Yeah. JJ,
I got to talk to the wife, but yeah, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
pretty cool. And again, David said it's an awesome build site in Voyager Village, over 0.53 acres on Great Bear Passage, allows you to close proximity to all the wonderful amenities Voyager Village, Burnett County offers. So check that out. Great stuff. Again, we welcome your questions, comments, thoughts. 612-294-6949. Want to pass the torch? They've been waiting so patiently. To each week we have one of our preferred partners on the show with us. This week, happy to have our friends at Midwest Money Management. Corey Schmiedeberg is a financial services specialist, accredited investment fiduciary, and the vice president of Midwest Money Management, located at 17316 Kenyon Avenue in Lakeville, Minnesota. Securities offered through Parkland Securities LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Fee-based investment advisory services offered through Sigma Planning Corporation, a registered investment advisor. Midwest Money Management is independent of Parkland Securities LLC and SPC. Good morning, Corey and Connor Theofold. Good to have you both here. Welcome.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here. It's a great weekend full of football, and just happy to be here.
You know, it's not necessarily a great year in the financial markets, and this is not knocking anyone that goes to get coffee at McDonald's, but you're saving a few pennies because the markets have been pretty dreary this year, right?
They have, and I just switched to putting water on my cereal this week.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's where we're at.
Corey, again, your business so impacts obviously mortgage, real estate. From a financial planning standpoint, has this been like one of the worst historical years with both stocks and bonds down more than just significantly?
As far as a correlation between stocks and bonds both performing negatively at the same time, yes, that is absolutely the truth. As far as stock market drawbacks, we obviously have the artificial one from a couple of years ago. You guys are obviously well aware of the housing 07, 08, 09. Then we go back to the tech bubble in 2000. But yeah, this is definitely the first time where we've had this perfect storm of 40 years of decreasing interest rates finally starting to rise, and coupled that with the impending recession. So both equities and bonds are not doing well this year.
Pending recession, it drives me crazy. What else has to happen for us to be in a recession? I mean, we're in a recession.
So that's, yes, I totally agree with you. I think there is no definition. Some people say 2 consecutive quarters of reduced GDP or growth or whatever, however you want to measure it. But the reality is we don't know that we've been in a recession until the government comes out after a recession and says we were in a recession. So
Exactly.
yes, we absolutely are in a recession. We've got massive inflation, there's a credit freeze, right, in the home buying. I mean, stock market's down. Pretty soon here, I think people are going to be starting to get potentially laid off from some of these corporate jobs, where there's overhead and stuff. So yeah, we're absolutely in a recession. The question is where do we go from here?
Yeah.
So it's pending, Scott.
It's a pending recession. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He loves that.
I know you. Builders are cutting their employees. Mortgage companies they're exiting at the truckloads. We're going to lose 20-30% of our real estate agents. I mean, so to me, that's a recession. You can call it what you want, but it isn't good, whatever it is.
That is definitely the truth.
Yeah, I think it also, again, it maybe reinforces what Corey, Connor, their team at Midwest Money Management do and why they do it with their strategies, because, your heart really sinks and feels for people, the traditional person out there, that you're working hard at your job, you're doing your best, you set up a 401k, you're trying to be responsibly, investing monies, you've seen the 401ks drop 20%, but you guys kind of actively watch things for people. Is that right?
We do. And I don't want to come on here and be cavalier, but I definitely believe in what we do. And there is to take a positive spin on things. working with an advisor, working with a fiduciary advisor, we've voluntarily been fiduciaries since 2008. Adam and I both hold the accreditation, but it's important that we put our clients' interests ahead of our own financial interests. Our interests are aligned with our clients. And if you want to, a lot of times people are like, should I work with an advisor? I don't have enough money to work with an advisor. I'm so far behind the eight ball. I'm embarrassed to go in and talk to an advisor. I mean, we see this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And the reality is people just need just a little bit of help and a little bit of guidance. They're doing some things. They're doing all the things they should be doing. They're just not doing them in the most efficient manner. And they come in and a lot of times it's within an hour, we can look through their stuff and say, if we do these three things, you're going to be just fine. You know, the investment management component will take care of itself. Yes, we do. We take a very active approach. We're different than the way that a lot of people do things out there. But where we really earn our dollar is through our behavioral finance coaching. So talking to people about, you know, answering their questions, being there to answer the phone. Right now, market's down 25%. How many of the radio listeners are getting phone calls from their advisors?
Sure.
How many of them are getting voicemail when they call their advisors? You know, nobody wants to answer the phone and have those tough questions, deal with those tough questions right now, you know. And then it comes back to, I've talked about this on here before, controlling the things we can control. There's a study out there that's put out, go out and Google it. It's called the Advisor Alpha. It's put together by Vanguard.
Advisor Alpha.
Advisor Alpha.
Scott has read it.
Yep. Scott, why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, no, I well, you know, I'll let you handle it this time. I'll cover it next time.
You take it this time.
This
too.
time.
Oh, please.
But it goes through, and what's ironic or neat about it is Vanguard is the largest fund company out there, but they're also known as the no load, the low fee, kind of do it yourself or platform of mutual funds. And yet they've, over the last 20 years, have done the research and published a piece, and they've revised it twice now, that talks about if you work with a fiduciary financial advisor, in their opinion, you on average will get about an additional 3% net rate of return on your investments over the course of your lifetime. And the way that they quantify that is through behavioral finance. So making good decisions and not getting overwhelmed with emotions. The other one is prudent fund selection and investment management. And then the other big one is contribution and distribution strategies. I can't tell you how many times a person will take money out of an investment account in the wrong way, and it has massive punitive damages, and it's just simply because they're not educated on what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you couple all that back together, and whether it's through taxes, good advice, you pick up about an extra 3% a year based off of their study.
Yeah, very good stuff. We're going to continue the discussion. We're already at the halfway break here at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We're going to continue the discussion. It's an important one to have, again, with everybody in the room here today. Our friends, again, Luminate Home Loans, Luminate Bank, JJ Ellingson. Great folks, great people. A lot of questions coming in. We've had some other comments about the most beautiful place that you've ever been to. If you want to call us, text us, or comment on our social media stream, we've got other ones coming in. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Had another comment, guys. Most beautiful place, Croatia, Dubrovnik. Do I pronounce that correctly? Hopefully so. Croatia, Dubrovnik. The old town Dubrovnik is the site of the filming of the Game of Thrones, King's Landing. Wow.
Well,
That's cool. You guys been to Croatia?
yeah, I used to put the kids in the station wagon. We'd drive down to Croatia a couple times a year. It was a nice scenic drive.
You're terrible.
I clearly need to be more cultured.
Yeah. The interesting thing, as we're kind of continuing the discussion here, I think, what Corey just said, I think a lot of people maybe are fearful of a financial person because they think they're going to be sold something.
Yep.
I think that's part of it. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, hey, if I call you guys, you're gonna slap a life insurance policy on me or something.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that's the way people think.
You're right.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why our first meeting is called a compatibility consultation. I joke that I have a standing joke. If you come to any one of them, you'll hear the same
know your
line
joke.
out of me every time. This is like a first date. You know, we're just going out to lunch. It's a first date. We're going to find out
Connor's heard it
if
multiple
we
times.
even like each other,
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
and you can see their guard go down, you know, and they're like, okay, yeah. I'm like, we're not going to sell you anything.
Connor, do you have a first line for those meetings?
I just steal their first lines. I use that one too. Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. You depending on who we work with each other so much that you hear the same thing recycled over and over and over again.
Right.
Well, it's interesting. Before I was in real estate, when I was really young, like 19, 20 years old, I got my Series 7 license
Yep.
or whatever,
Yep.
and went to work for, I won't say the company. But when I was there, they were really pushing whole life policies,
Mhm.
life insurance policies. And, you made a lot on those.
Mm,
And so I had said in a meeting, I said, I did some math, and wouldn't they be better off buying a term policy and then investing the difference because it's much cheaper? And you could tell it was like crickets chirping. It was like, that was like the thing that everybody knew, but nobody said.
Yeah.
And I was reprimanded by the boss to not even bring it up.
interesting. Yeah, I think I'm sure, kind of a common theme too, that it's just people feeling that way, people saying, what's going on? I don't want that. And also, I think, again, maybe people feel, like you said, they're just not in a spot I don't have enough money to invest or talk to guys like you.
That's
not
the
something I
biggest
can do.
one that I see. It's they're embarrassed. They think they don't have enough money, and our industry doesn't do a good job of that. Every illustration or software video or anything you see, it's like, Bob and Susie Sample have $19.7 million and they have, it's like Facebook and all this stuff. And you're almost embarrassed to buy
Right.
that stuff because it's like, that is not reality. And I always have said, those aren't the people that need help. The guy
Yeah.
with $20 million
Jeez.
doesn't need help. He needs help on making it last for generations. But it's the person with $250,000 buying a house, and having Social Security. They're the ones that need help. They're the ones where the advisor alpha matters
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Really good point. JJ, I know that a lot of uncertainty, rates going over 7%. You don't have a crystal ball at all. Are you feeling anything? Are you kind of sensing a certain direction or hearing with your colleagues?
I mean, I remove myself from the forecasting part because you just don't know. There's so many variables. So when you think the opposite happens. We just got to really focus on the now and make decisions based on that individual situation. Hopefully we've topped off, but who knows?
Well, it is interesting because I think back to, I think it was 2000 or 2001. I can't remember exactly, but interest rates were at 8%. And it was an extremely busy year. I mean, people were just used to it, 6.5%, 8%, no big deal. But I think a combination of all the refinances, so you got all these people, what it was, $12 trillion or something, or $1 billion in refinancing. Are we
Here
going
we
live?
go. We're going live on air. Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. The Minnesota Real Estate Show. We are in the second half of the game. And second half starting. And appreciate you joining us. 612-294-6949. The most beautiful place on earth that you have ever been to. Call us, text us, or comment on the Facebook Live as well. Did have another listing, Scott. This one is in Andover. Paul Dokauer, awesome agent on the Minnesota real estate team, Remax Advantage Plus. He's got an open house today. So Saturday from 11 to 1, 4490 147th Lane Northwest in Andover. This is priced at $435, and it is a 1 acre property located, as Paul says, in coveted Andover, just on the edge of town. It's not your average home. The seller hired a master craftsman who spent over 3,000 hours renovating the home over the last 5 years. Must be seen to be believed, which is why you should visit the open house, Paul says. Even in this market adjustment, this home won't be around for long. He says, how's that for a guaranteed offer? Paul's a creative guy. 3+ bedrooms with an office, 2 baths, over 2,400 square feet, cedar 3-season porch, 3-car garage. A lot of updates to describe here, but $435,000. It's 4490 147th Lane Northwest. Open house today, 11 to 1. Scott, that's a pretty good one.
Very nice. Sounds great. We were just talking a little bit off air. About the difference with interest rates being at 7%, and then I was saying, when I first started, it was 98, and I think it was around 99 or 2000 where interest rates were at 8%, and it was an extremely busy year. People didn't blink at it. And I think the combination of course, it happening so quickly, which we've talked about, but the other factor is so many refinances, at 2.8%. And so and I don't remember the exact national dollar amount, but it was I thought it was like 12 trillion or something like that. And so all these people that have refinanced, they're not going anywhere. I mean, if you're at 2.8% and now you're at 7%, you're sitting tight.
Here's the thing, though, and I think part of the reason why, again, maybe I'm always the sunshine person.
You are the sunshine and rainbows.
No, but here's the thing. Okay, from being in the industry for 20 years, a lot of agents, I think there's a lot of freak out with agents in the business. Hey, what's going on? Where's our transactions? Things are not, we don't have the Red Bull market. We're not record levels. Well, the real estate transactions still happen. You have to remember, for a lot of reasons, some which are happy, marriages, maybe job relocation, some sad things, divorce, death, downsizing, whatever it might be, people need to still move. And I think that's the funny thing, is that I am seeing, just with across the industry, a lot of freak out. And I think, again, like any industry, agents are going to really have to dig down, work hard, represent clients, do your best, and transactions will still keep happening. We may not be at record levels, but like you just said, Scott, when it was 8%, things happened. People bought homes in wintertime. People closed in January. That's what happens in Minnesota. So don't freak out. If you're an agent listening, don't freak out.
Well, and again, if you keep it in context, we still only have 8,900 homes on the market. And our average day on market is 22. To put that in context to 2007, 2008, it was like 84 days.
Yeah.
22 days on market as an average is still a very, very fast moving market. The example of the one I just sold, did I have 50 showings like I would have 4 months ago? No, I had 4 showings. And then we got an offer, and it was 3 days. So, and we got a full price offer. So it's still a very good market in general versus 2008, where we had 35,000 homes on the market and you'd get 1 showing every 4 months. So it's still good.
Just relative when things were so busy and everyone's buying a home and everyone, that isn't the way life works, JJ.
Yeah, I think the market was just off the charts.
Yeah.
And it just isn't sustainable. So we might look back here as far as the rate market goes and say, we were spoiled with that 2 and 3% range. We might never be there again. Who knows?
Well, we've never been there before.
Right.
And so, I can't imagine. I met a bunch of people out last night that I had not met before. And they asked me what I do for a living. And I said, I'm a real estate agent. And they were like, oh my gosh, are you okay? It's like, oh my, is everything all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Oh my gosh. Cause all the stories came out.
Yeah. We've been talking as well with Corey Schmiedeberg and Connor Theofold with Midwest Money Management, talking a little bit about the importance of what you guys do and how you help people through that process. Super important, and having that trusted advisor now is probably more important than ever. I saw a statistic talking about everyone getting out of the stock market. It's probably the worst time. What's the adage again? There's some adage, Rob Bonham used to always say, don't sell when there's blood in the streets, or it's like the worst time. You're fearful.
Yep.
So you want to get out right now because it's so bad.
Yeah. Warren Buffett had a version of that, of buy stocks when everybody's fearful or sell them when everybody's buying them, is something along those lines.
Sure.
Or vice versa. But yeah, again, just again, it comes back to that behavioral finance. We had a meeting this week, and the gentleman was super smart guy, COO of a company, and we're managing his assets. And he says, with the market being down where it is right now, I'm thinking about putting my new contributions into cash right now. And I said he's like, and then we'll wait for the market to come back. And I said to him, I'm like, and this is a smart guy. And I said, well, why would you do that? And he's like, well, I want to wait for the market to come back. I said, we know the market sold off 25% right now. Now is when you would want your new money going in, not chasing and inflate.
Yeah.
And this is where, and then the light bulb goes off. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. It's just people's brains aren't wired that way when it comes to money and stocks and investments. They are when it comes to buying real estate. If a house drops 20, how many people went out and bought all kinds of houses in 2010, 11 when the market was down? But you can't, it's really hard to get people to think about that when it comes to money.
But even at that time, even when, because we were screaming it on the radio in 2000, 2007, 2008, 2009, we were like, look, if you are liquid cash right now and you're solid, buy everything that you can possibly buy. And people weren't, because they're like, oh, is this the bottom? Is it going to continue to go down? I've told the story 100 times. I sold 12 townhomes to a client of mine for $45,000 each. They were all bank owned. They were built for 200, and now they're 45 grand. And then they had another 10 that went on, and they were at $55,000. And I said, hey, let's buy them. He said, I'm not going to pay $55,000. Well, now they're all worth $230,000. And of course, he's like, why in the world did I buy those other 10? But when you're in that time, you always second guess it, and it didn't make any sense to us. We're like, my gosh, if you can buy something right now, buy it.
Corey,
Go ahead. That was it.
Corey, best way for people to connect with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to our website. It's midwestmoneymanagement.com. You can email us at team@midwestmoneymanagement.com, or you can call us at 651-204-3000.
What's the most beautiful place you've ever been to in the world?
I knew right away it was the Grand Canyon by far,
Cool.
Far and away. We went there a couple of years ago. It was really interesting.
Did you do the helicopter?
We did not. We went there over spring break. It blizzarded out that morning. We were going to go there for sunrise. Blizzarded, got there. It was all fogged in. We were literally the first car into the park. Nobody there. Walked out and couldn't see a thing. And the park ranger said, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I don't think it's going to lift today. It's going to be a bad day. You're not going to see anything. So we walked around a little bit for about 2 hours. The sun came up, and they're like, yep, the fog's lifting. We went over to this lookout, and it was just absolutely unbelievably amazing. It made you just realize how tiny and insignificant you are in the world. I don't care if you're in Croatia or the Grand Canyon. It doesn't matter.
Was it like the Forrest Gump moment? Like the Forrest Gump when he stops running?
Yes, that I mean, I literally almost got weak in my knees. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's your brain can't even comprehend it the first time you see it.
Did you get emotional?
No, I
Financial
didn't.
advisors aren't that emotional.
We're up
No,
against
no,
a
we're
break.
not.
We're up against a break here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Corey. Before the break, Fong Kao has got a great listing in Blaine, 9141 Alamo Avenue Northeast in Blaine, Minnesota, listed for $400,000. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath, 3-car garage home. It's a 3-level split, beautifully maintained. It's in a quiet neighborhood. It's got an open concept, nice flow throughout the main floor. Dining room opens up to a porch. 3 bedrooms up, 1 bedroom on the lower level. New roof in 2019. All new appliances, granite countertop. Again, this is 9141 Alamo Street Northeast in Blaine for $400,000. Check that out. That's a 4-bed, 2-bath, 3-car attached garage built in 2000. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. So we're going around. We've been asking most beautiful place. JJ, we didn't ask you.
Oh boy.
Most beautiful place you've ever been to.
I do have one, but I don't know if they're ready. Once I announce this, the travel flood that's going to happen.
That's right.
I don't know if they're ready, but
All right.
I'm going to drop it here. Bismarck, North Dakota. That's where I was born. So
Oh,
Wow, are you
Bismarck.
serious? You were born in Bismarck?
I was. Lived there till I was 10. So I've got to go with that.
I don't think I have not been to Bismarck.
picture very flat.
Yes.
Picture
Good.
being in the car for a long time, and then you're in Bismarck.
Then you're in
Bismarck.
Connor, I know you're the youngest in the
Uh-huh.
room here, so it's a little unfair.
Well,
You have not had some of the years that maybe the gentleman sitting next to you or others. Anything come to mind? Any fun little trips or anything?
Bocos del Toro, Panama is the
Whoa!
coolest place I've ever been. Yeah, I went on a study abroad trip, and it was one of the northern regions of Panama, like Costa Rica, if I remember right. And we went out to a little island on a dinghy, and it was a little, port town kind of. Very cool. Lots of ocean, lots of
Fun!
big trees.
So jungle?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Lot of
oh
junk-
yeah,
yeah,
monkeys and sloths and yeah.
Wow!
Yeah, Bocos del Toro.
And how long
region.
were you there?
We were there for probably 2 weeks there. We were in Panama City for a couple of days. We went to Costa Rica for a couple of days, so kind of all over. But down in south for a little over 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
World traveler, Corey.
Both him and Cam. Cam's
Yeah.
been all over the world.
Oh, Cam's got me beat for
Australia,
sure.
yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
The youngsters do travel a lot.
They do.
That's good though.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
I know, right?
Europeans travel a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they take like 2 months off for every year in travel,
Mhm.
which I think is healthy.
Mhm.
You know, you get rejuvenated when you come back.
Had a nice comment. Thomas Fetch said, as a pilot in the military, I was privileged to see many countries in Asia and Europe. My vote for the most beautiful country is Vietnam. Mountains, forests, and beautiful beaches. Super cool. Thank you for your service, Thomas. Vietnam, I've never been.
I have not.
Anybody
I've not either. But
I've got a buddy that went to Vietnam. He's from Norway, though. Like you said, the Europeans
Yeah.
they travel.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard it's amazing.
Mhm.
And I've also heard that Phuket in Asia is amazing.
Okay.
The movie The Beach, I guess, is in Phuket. So
Oh.
that's that same beach.
I just watched that.
Did you?
Yeah, on the airplane a couple weeks ago.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leo, right?
Which-
Yeah, DiCaprio. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful island.
Again, we're here till 11 o'clock. It's been a fun show today. Great topic. Thanks for everybody's contributions. We're going to come back live on air throughout the week, too. 612-294-6949. Mortgage questions, reach out to JJ and his team. Luminate Home Loans, Luminate Bank do an awesome job. If you've got real estate questions, again, we help people buy and sell homes throughout the Twin Cities. Wherever you might be catching this show, we've got a top agent within a couple hours of the Twin Cities. Here we go. Welcome back. Most beautiful place on earth. Had another one come in. How about this? Sawataneo.
Sawataneo?
Yeah.
Where's
No idea
where's
where
that?
is.
Shawshank. It's from Shawshank. That's all they texted in.
Oh, that's right.
from
That's,
Sawataneo. That's
That's right.
the end of the movie. That's a fun one.
yeah, that's right.
Scott, your most beautiful place on earth you've been to?
Most beautiful place I've ever been to is Lake Louise. I don't know if you've been there before, but it basically is a lake that's a glacier runoff. So it's as blue a water as you can possibly see,
Wow.
and it sits right at the base of these they're really mountains, but kind of mountains, and there's just one little hotel that looks over it, and it is absolutely gorgeous.
Who'd you go there with?
I went there with my mom and her husband, and it's in, I can't remember. I think it's in Canada because we went through Yellowstone and then another national park, and Lake Louise is in the other national park. But yeah, it was stunning.
Super cool. Hey, last listing to talk about. This one is Brad Benson, awesome agent on the Minnesota real estate team. Remax Advantage Plus has one in Forest Lake, 20635 Keewatin North in Forest Lake, listed for $484,900 is the price of this one. And I did want to touch on, this is pretty cool because it is a prime south-facing property on Lake Keewatin with panoramic 150-degree views. It's a large walkout rambler on the lake. It's got great bones ready for your updates. 2 living dining room areas with skylight. Prepare your meals, Brad says, in the large kitchen with a center island. Enjoy the fireplace on chilly evenings. Huge areas to expand. Minutes from downtown Forest Lake with many restaurants and stores close by. Super cool. It's right on the lake itself, 20635 Keewatin Avenue North in Forest Lake for $484,900. It's a four bed, 3-bath home. And the last update I had, Scott, this is kind of a fun one. We have a family member I wanted to share through my in-laws. Her name is Katie Lane. And Katie Lane is from Montana. And she is doing a beef sale today. She is on a ranch in Montana. And she came in just to the Twin Cities. Her and her husband have a ranch in eastern Montana. They raise certified, all-natural, 100% grass-fed Black Angus cattle. And then they started a direct-to-consumer beef business after many, many requests from people to buy our beef. She said our cattle spend their entire life right here on their ranch, eating grass, and are free to roam in their large pastures. Their beef is USDA inspected, individually packaged. They sell a variety of steaks, from ribeyes, sirloin, New York strips, tenderloin. Scott, you love your steaks.
I do.
Stew meat, flank steak, 80%. She said we have 85% lean ground beef, 95% extra lean ground beef. Everything is 100% grass fed. Wanted to give a shout out to them. Super excited. She's in town just for the weekend. She's going to be at the Minneapolis Fire Station number 22, which is at right by near Lake Calhoun, 3025 Market Plaza near Lake Calhoun today from 10 to 5, and then tomorrow from 10 to 2. Today from 10 to 5, tomorrow from 10 to 2. Again, 3025 Market Plaza near Lake Calhoun. And their website is Lane, Lane, legacybeef.com. Thought that was kind of cool. She's a super go-getter, called me up, said, hey, could I get a shout out on your show? She's in town just for a couple days. Pretty cool, JJ.
Yeah, gotta check that out.
I can probably afford the stew meat with the market.
You are a realtor.
That's right.
How are you doing,
I'm
Scott?
not doing well.
Check that out again. Lane Legacy Beef, super cool, and appreciate you reaching out on it, Katie. Hope it's a great event today.
I know we don't have a lot of time left, but
Yeah.
I do selfishly have one quick question for
Please.
the money management experts, Midwest Money Management. You have any advice for folks with a 401k in this market? That's usually a pretty hands-off situation. Any tips for handling that right now?
Well, the first thing I would say is it depends on a lot of factors. It depends on your age. It depends on how much money you have in the account. It depends on your general risk tolerance. But in general, what I would say is if you're a younger person or even a middle-aged person, I would say be patient, stay the course, keep contributing. If you can afford to, contribute more right now. Again, back to the Advisor Alpha. You get tax deductions. Well, again, depending on your income level, it may behoove you to contribute more and take the tax deductions today. So the real answer is talk to your financial advisor. But don't panic.
I did want to give a nice shout out. Connor, maybe this is your dear wife. Is Megan your wife?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
Megan,
boy.
again, favorite place, most beautiful place on earth. She said, my vote is Glacier National Park.
Yeah, that's where Lake Louise is.
Cold and fresh water. She said, natural waterfalls, beautiful sunrises. Thanks for listening, Megan. Hey, we like your husband. What a great guy.
It's good that I'm not in trouble because she didn't say our honeymoon destination either. I thought I may be getting into some hot water.
Where did you guys go on your honeymoon?
Mexico, and I always Playa del Carmen, I think is the name of it. She definitely.
Hey,
planned
we
it,
did have someone on the social media streams say Playa Mujeres as a top one. So we got Sawataneo, Playa Mujeres, Glacier National Park had another comment that says Egypt.
Never been.
What do you think about Egypt, Corey?
This whole thing makes me feel really insecure about myself. It really does. Like, I am so not exotic. I don't know how to pronounce any of these places. I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah, it is. It's a fun question, and it is something to think about. We just got a couple minutes here left. JJ Ellingson, again, website, is it applywithjj.com?
You got it.
Yeah, Apply with JJ. He was kind enough to bring us some wonderful drinks today for everybody. Non-alcoholic, of course. I need to say that because they probably, I suppose. Hey, before I pass it to JJ, we did want to give a shout out. We know we have so many friends, family members, people with properties in Florida. And and on the Eastern Seaboard, what a horrible week this past week with all the devastation. We are thinking of you. We're sending you lots of well wishes, prayers for obviously, hopefully everyone is okay, first of all, but just for your properties. What a terrible week, guys.
It is. I've been watching it nonstop, and I just can't even imagine what you'd be going through.
Yeah, so much devastation. Again, having friends in the Fort Myers beach area, Tampa, Naples, in and around there. JJ, not good.
No, and if you are involved in a transaction there right now, obviously Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are having a pause there.
Mhm.
Or lenders are forced to, take a step back and make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, I was talking to another agent the other day, and we were just talking about the market, and poor us, and you can't believe this is happening, and is it going to turn around? Blah blah blah. And then I just said, how'd you like to be a real estate agent in Fort Myers or Naples right now? I mean, you're not selling anything for months and months and months and
Yeah.
years. I mean, nothing.
Yeah, not good at all. It's been a fun show today. Thank you for all the comments and questions of favorite places. JJ Ellingson, Illuminate Home Loans. Last thoughts for people today?
No, I appreciate you having me on. And again, if you're involved in a purchase right now, lock your rate in.
Lock your rate. Very good. Good advice indeed. Apply with JJ.
Yep.
.com.
JJ.com.
Last thoughts from our friends at Midwest Money Management, Connor Theofold and Corey Schmiedberg.
No, go Rosemount 5th grade football team this afternoon.
Nice. Are you a coach?
No, but my son plays, and my oldest boy plays for St. Croix Lutheran Academy, and they crushed last night. So
Very nice. Very nice. Scott, last thoughts?
Just with what Corey's saying about getting a financial advisor in this market, get a real estate agent. There are ways to navigate the interest rates to get you lower rates for a period of time until things come back around. So don't navigate these waters on your own. Get somebody that you trust.
Yeah, and thanks for tuning in. It's been a fun show, everybody. Thanks for all the comments. Some beautiful places on earth to visit. We'll be back next weekend with a new topic, questions, comments, thoughts, mnrealestateshow.com. Again, sending all of our well wishes to everybody down in Florida, those who have properties and family there. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Take care. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It's been a fun show. Had a nice comment from Julio Silva. Awesome company, awesome moving company as well. Check out Julio at MN Real Estate Show. He's with Lunar Moving Services. Great moving company. Appreciate him so much. Nice job, everybody.
Yep, you too. Appreciate you, everybody.
Yeah, great job.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back next weekend. Take care, and thanks for tuning in.